Let me show you all camera settings available on Google Pixel 10. So we're gonna open the camera app, and now we're gonna tap on this setting in the bottom left corner in order to tap on these three dots that we have at the top of this menu. And there we go, here we have camera settings. We can save location where a photo is taken or where you record your video. You can also mute and unmute the camera sound. So for example, if you take a photo, there is this specific shutter sound that the phone makes. You can mute this sound pretty easily over here. Then we have device storage, so you can manage the storage. You can, for example, enable the storage saver over here in order to simply optimize photos that you take with the camera. Over here we also have camera scan suggestions, so you can use this option in order to scan QR codes and documents. We have framing hints, so on-screen tips and tools like levelers and focus tips. We have grid type over here. We can choose our grid type, so if you wish to have grid lines, you can enable them over here. Here we have the mirror effect for the front camera, which can be toggled here. Guided frame, which also has an option to go into there in order to enable scene description, so our phone can describe us what we have on the camera preview essentially. And we also can use a tutorial over here. As you can see, we have C tutorial, so you can tap on this text in order to open a little guide how it works and how to use it. Then we have the camera coach, which allows us to get inspiration and capture a perfect shot with a step-by-step guidance. Then we also have the quick access controls, so you can adjust white balance, brightness, and shadows by simply tapping on the preview. So you don't have to go to the bottom right corner in the photo mode in order to adjust these options. Then we have the volume key function, so you can choose to use volume buttons to simply take a photo, for example, or start recording a video, to zoom in or zoom out, to adjust the volume on your phone, or you can just completely disable the functionality of these two buttons. We also have the palm timer, so you can show your hand to the camera in order to simply start a timer and take a photo. Then we have additional photo options, mostly related to colors and the vividness of colors. So for example, over here we have rich color in photos, where we can use display P3 color format instead of sRGB for richer and more vibrant colors. However, if you use this option, then this might not be visible before the photo is taken, or it might not be supported on all platforms or apps, so you have to keep that in mind. We also have Ultra HDR, automatic best take, so we can automatically choose the best expressions for photos taken around the same time to create a new image, and this requires you to use the top shot option in the photo mode. Then we also have the social media depth features, so we have depth data that can be saved, and this might be used by social media apps, for example. However, in this case, Top Shot will be disabled and photos may take longer to process. We also have frequent faces. Over here we have a little description of what it does. Astrophotography settings, we have two of them. We have the time-lapse and animation. We have the RAW format, so we can enable or disable the RAW format. And actually we cannot just save photos in the RAW format itself. If you decide to save in RAW format, you will also save it in JPEG format as well. So you have two photos at once. Well, the same photo, but in two formats essentially. There we have the video stabilization, audio zoom, and the choice of video format. We have three choices: HEVC, AVC, and AV1. And we also have the FPS optimization, which is usually used when we have dark environment, like there is no light, etc., when recording a video. So in that case, the FPS can drop from 60 to 30 while recording a video. There is the timer light, so we can flash the back camera light during the timer countdown. We can the warning of dirty lenses. If you are annoyed by this information, then you can disable it. And there is also the underwater photography and video, so you can enable in underwater mode, but keep in mind that you should use a waterproof case if you want to, of course, take photos underwater with your Google Pixel 10. And that is pretty much it. Of course, besides these camera settings, there are also additional options related to specific camera modes. So for example, over here we have different options for the photo mode. We can, for example, switch to the video mode and find similar options. Well, maybe not similar exactly, but we can find additional options here as well. In the bottom right corner, we also have, for example, exposure and white balance, at least in the video mode. in the photo mode, we have the night sight, shadows, exposure, and white balance. So keep that in mind. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe.